What's up, guys? We are back with another video. Now, it's really early in the morning. I got a lot to do today, and today we're gonna go out and I'm gonna do a few things. I'm gonna show you all my property that I've been working on. If you have been following my channel, if you've been following my videos, you know I had a rental property that I was fixing up and selling. And so I'm gonna give you all some updates on that property. Also today, we're going to be talking about the things that you should stay away from when buying your first rental property, specifically in Baltimore, Maryland. Now, I'm going to give you all the disclaimers. When it comes to buying rental properties, this advice that I'm giving you is based on my experience and my risk threshold when it comes to real estate. I'm a little seasoned into my career, so I'm not willing to take some of the risks that I would have taken 5-10 years ago. But you know, take my advice today as a grain of salt, or take it as just advice. You know, it's not the golden rule, but it's the advice based on my experience and my risk threshold in real estate. Your risk threshold may be different, it may be higher, it may be lower, but it's just advice. So before we get into the day and you all see the property that I've been working on, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and like the channel. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. It does help out the Google or the YouTube analytics for me to reach more people. And trust me, the more people that I reach, the more motivated that I stay keeping up these videos. So go ahead and like the channel, go ahead and like this video, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the notification bell for when I drop more videos too. So with no further ado, let's go. Property's coming along. Check out the floors. The floors are down. They look really good. They look a lot better. Yeah, I'm so glad I decided to install new flooring instead of sanding the old floors. All right, well, let me give you all a quick tour. Here we go. We painted, everything has been painted. The shiplap wall is up. I gotta put crown molding up here so that you don't see the little imperfections or the gaps really in the ceiling. I'm gonna put crown molding. Actually, I'm gonna put crown all the way around this space. All the floors are done down in here as well. The kitchen's gonna go in here, cabinets. I'm just waiting. Actually, the kitchen is here. I just needed to put the floors down so we can install the cabinets. So we're gonna go pick those up tomorrow, and then we're gonna install those. Let's go back here. Started installing the flooring in here. The shiplap has been up, been painted. The shower's in. I really like the way the floor came out. And then the wall is tiled already. Just got some minor little things to do in here, but this will be done. Put the baseboards in, the floor is in. And yeah, let's go. All right, this room back here, floor has been put down as well. We just gotta put the baseboards down, and then this room will be done because it's already painted. The light is up. We gotta put the closet doors back on the wall. but this room is 90% done. We just got to put the baseboards down, and this room will be complete. This room will be good for like an office. That's honestly what I would use this room for. It's the smallest room in the house, so I would use it as an office. I really like this black mantle. I found this on Amazon. It was like only $100 too, but it goes perfect with all the black finishes in the house. Like all the black, notice the black handles, the black handle over there. There's gonna be a lot of black finishes in this house. All right, guys, so now that I showed you all real quick, let's start talking about buying your first rental property in Baltimore. What are some do's and what are your do nots? Now, when buying your first rental property, one thing that I make sure I do, and I recommend anybody, getting into real estate, make sure you don't buy a property on a blighted or in a blighted neighborhood or a blighted area. Blighted means a neighborhood or a house that has been disregarded, left for dead. Property looks bad, it may be burned out, windows are knocked out, the roof is gone. These are all things that make a house blighted. You want to stay away from blighted neighborhoods or blocks where the area is just not well kept. If there's trash all over the streets, homeowners aren't taking care of their properties, or maybe renters aren't taking care of the neighborhood or the block, these are signs that the neighborhood is not trending in the right direction. So I stay away from blighted blocks, blighted areas, blighted neighborhoods. I don't want any property on a block if the block does not look presentable. Trust me, whenever you buy a property, curb appeal matters. So, keep that in mind when buying your first rental property. Stay away from the blighted areas, stay away from the blighted neighborhoods, stay away from the blocks where it just doesn't look good, trash everywhere, a bunch of abandoned homes or a bunch of blighted buildings that are falling down or that have maybe had a fire. These are areas that I stay away from. Why? Because these properties don't typically increase in value. Even if you could buy a property at cheap for $10,000, put a little bit of work into it or put a lot of work into it and then rent it out, it doesn't matter if the neighborhood or the block is unattractive, because you're only going to attract a certain type of person. So that's my first tip when buying your first rental property. So speaking of my contractors, this is one of my contractors, one of my best guys. His name is Nick. He comes through whenever I need something done. I started working with him probably, Nick, been 3 years? Yeah. About 3 years ago? Yeah, so, came through on a small job, and now I'm giving him big things. So,
what's going on, everybody? Great guy.
What's the name of your business?
Pinnacle Custom Remodeling.
Okay, cool.
Instagram too, Pinnacle Custom Remodeling.
There you go.
Check us out.
Check him out on Instagram. He laid these floors. He laid them. Did a good job doing it. He's been doing a bunch of other work for me, the tile and all of that. Nick, real quick, what areas do you service?
PG County, Montgomery County, really the whole state of Maryland, even DC.
Awesome. All right, so if you're definitely interested in getting any small jobs or big jobs done, holler at Nick. He's a good dude, good brother, supporting Black-owned businesses, started his business himself, young dude, making me very proud, you know what I mean? So, Nick, how can people get in touch with you?
Team. Instagram, Pinnacle Custom Remodeling, PINNACLE, Custom Remodeling. Email address, Pinnacle Remodeling 2016@gmail.com, and my cell phone number is 240-305-0468.
All right, bet. All right, guys, holla at Nick if you need some work done. Now, let's talk about my second do not when buying your first rental property, particularly in Baltimore, Maryland. Now, Baltimore is a very unique market. Baltimore is a very strong rental market, but in the 70s and 80s, Baltimore got hit hard with the drug epidemic, and the drug game still has a strong hold on this city, unfortunately. But the good thing is the drug business is right in your face. You know that where it is and where it's happening. The reason I'm bringing that up is because my main priority I want to stay away from drug activity when I'm buying my rental properties. Now, one of my favorite shows is The Wire. I love that show. I've seen that show from beginning to end probably 3 times. But I don't want to be reminded of The Wire when I'm going to my rental property. You know, so a few things that you want to stay away from are if you're on the block and you see a bunch of guys hanging out on the corners. Now, it's not a guarantee that they're doing anything illegal, but if you notice, it's the same guys every single day on the same corner, always looking around. You can pretty much guess what they're doing. And, you know, don't be naive about the situation. So I stay away from any type of drug activity. I don't want to be within 2 or 3 blocks of an active drug zone. If I see addicts walking through the alleys, if I see any type of hand-to-hand transactions, I stay away from it, stay clear away from it. Why? The same reason I said before. You gotta consider when you're buying a rental property, it's not just about you renting the property out and getting it for the right price. It's also about how likely will you be able to sell this property for a profit 5-10 years later down the road. Now me, I buy properties and I want equity growth within 5 years. So I buy a rental property and I want that property to be valuable or twice as valuable in the next 5 years. I'm not waiting 10, 20 years for a property to increase in value.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
And that's fine. That's just my risk threshold. That's my risk tolerance. You gotta ask yourself, what's your risk tolerance? If you wanna buy properties in the hood, in drug zones, and you wanna wait it out, that's fine. You're just gonna take a lot of risk. Me, I wanna find areas in stable neighborhoods or neighborhoods that are on the incline, and I wanna ride the wave and then think about selling in the next 5 years. That's my strategy. So, but my advice is to stay away from properties that are in active drug zones. If you drive a block or 2 blocks and you see any type of suspicious drug activity, stay clear away from that area. Just don't buy. All right, guys, let's go on, show you all a little bit more of the property. So we got to put the carpet down. We're just doing carpet up here. All the doorknobs are in. Everything has been painted. This room is complete. Everything is painted in here. Ceiling fan is in. Baseboards are down. Closet doors need to be put on. But as soon as we put the floor down, we're done. This room is complete. Then let's go back here. Here we are, we got the bathroom. Bathroom is almost complete. Everything, for the most part, we just got some minor little touch-ups with paint in here. The floor is down, the vanity is in. Gotta put the faucet in. The light is in, mirror is up. The bathroom towel, the shower towel is good. We even got this little hook up here for bathrobes. We gotta put the shower head in, but this room is almost complete. All right. Let's turn this on. This room is done too. We just gotta put the floors in. Gotta run the carpet in here, and this room will be done. Just put the closet doors back on, and we're done here too. So you can see we made a lot of progress in the last 2 weeks. We'll be done in 1 more week. As soon as the kitchen is put in and the carpet is put down. Let's go to the penthouse level real quick. This room is complete too. We're doing crown molding in here too. So as soon as the crown molding is up and the carpet is down, this room will be done. Got a nice view from the street. So let's talk real quick. Let's talk about my next piece of advice when it comes to buying rental properties. particularly in Baltimore. When buying rental properties, you know, this isn't specific just to Baltimore, but this is my experience in Baltimore. Me personally, and again, this is my personal tolerance or threshold for buying. I'm not really interested in buying anything turnkey in Baltimore. The reason I stay away from turnkey properties is because you don't know really how good or how bad the work was done when you buy it. To be honest with you, well, let's back up. What is a turnkey property? A turnkey property is just a property that is turnkey, meaning there's no work needed to be done. You can buy it, and then the moment you buy it, you can rent the property out. You can find a tenant and get rent from day one. So the reason people like these properties is because they don't have to put any work into them. You know, as soon as you buy it, you can rent it out. Well, the downside about this is a lot of times when you buy a property, you inherit all the bad that comes with that property, all the covered up issues wrong with that house. Let me give you an example. When I bought this property, it was turnkey. And the first month I had to replace the hot water heater. The second month I had a leak in the bathroom. I had a leak in the kitchen. So many issues. HVAC had to be fixed. I think within the first 90 days, I probably spent another $4,000, maybe about $3,000 just on repairs. Now, there's a few things you can do to counteract that. You can get a home warranty on the property so that, you know, any issues that come up, the home warranty will kick in and fix it. But, you know, home warranty companies, for the most part, they pretty much suck. Home insurance only covers so much. So when you buy a turnkey property, you're really buying a property that may have issues that you're inheriting. And to be honest, I feel better buying a property at a low price point, fixing the property up so that I know the quality of craftsmanship. I know what was done to the property. I know that whatever issues were relative to that property, I addressed before I rented it out. That's my personal preference. I'd rather buy something that needs to be fixed up. I fix it up and then I rent it out. Just because buying a turnkey property, you may not get a good property. You may get something that somebody else to try to cover up and then try to sell to you because they wanted to get out of the property. So that's my third piece of advice when buying rental properties, especially buying your first rental property. I'm not saying you have to stay away from turnkey properties, but if you do decide to buy a turnkey property, just make sure that you do a very thorough home inspection. Before you buy a turnkey property. So that's my third piece of advice. I'm glad I was able to show you all a little bit of the property, all the progress we've made. I'm glad you met my contractor or one of my contractors. And I'm about to head home, so peace.